You are listening to episode 152, the Sony PSP special.
You're listening to The J with your host, Kennedy.
Hey, what's up everyone? You're listening to episode 152 of The J, and as you heard, this is going to be a Sony PSP special. The last time we did one was, I think, around episode 90 or so, when we talked about, Bleach, Bleach 2 that is, and we did another one before that, which was the, when the launch of the PSP last year, during the same time, I believe. But, it's been about a year now since the PSP came out in the US, and we're going to talk about a few things about the system. Last episode we talked about the Nintendo DS and how things have changed, a year after with the Sony PSP. I have to say that the PSP has so much potential, but within the last year of it coming out, we've seen a few games that came out for the PSP that a lot of people liked, such as Grand Theft Auto, Burnout. But let me be the first to say that what is popular here in the U.S. is something that is totally opposite of what I'm looking for. Where many people in the U.S., they love the Halo, they love the Grand Theft Auto. The type of games that I've been interested more so are games that are pretty much have been imports. Games that have not even been released here in the U.S. And there are some games in the U.S. that I have enjoyed, but it seems that a lot of the ones I have been purchasing are imports. So this episode is going to be dedicated to several of the imports coming out in Japan or that are out. And also, games that I purchased here in the U.S. that, I found that are pretty cool. But I will say this, though, that the PSP, a lot of potential in the system. But, so far, I've I've been listening to a lot of video game podcasts, and I'm not surprised that a lot of these podcasters said that they sold their PSPs because people are looking for the games, and there really hasn't been any, killer game. Sure, people may say that Grand Theft Auto, Liberty Stories is the game to get, but, what if you're not into that? So, I'm going to go talk about games that I hope some of you who are familiar with the imports or familiar with, Japanese or Asian culture, definitely if you're listening to this podcast, you have that interest in it. And so I'm going to talk about those type of games that are just really cool and really sweet and awesome that, that you may be interested in. And the first game I'm going to talk about is a game called DJ Max, or DJ Max Portable. And if you are a fan of Beatmania games, you are going to love this game. If you're familiar with the Amuse World, the South Korean developer who makes games such as Easy2J, or Easy2DJ that is, you're definitely going to dig this game, because I can tell you that right now, for those of you who are thinking that, there's nothing coming out for the PSP, or the PSP sucks, well, I can tell you this right now, buy this import. And it's only, I don't want to say it's only for people who are like, it's too expensive, but it's about, ranges around $49 to $53 if you import it. But, I could say that this game is freaking awesome. Let's just say that once you put it in, the first thing that you're going to notice are the different art styles and the music. The music is awesome. How the game plays is that, in DDR, and for those of you, including myself, who can't play DDR that well, sometimes we have to use the joystick controller to do the hard stuff. Yeah, I'm not that good at DDR, but, some of us have to use that controller to get past and to get to that the next stage. And DJ Max Portable, you pretty much are utilizing those buttons. And I'm going to go ahead and start the game right now. Okay. A little bit too loud there. Okay, when you start the game, there are different modes. There's rookie DJing mode, which is the easy mode for people like myself, who gets to play different levels of the game. Similar to DDR, you have, instead of where you're utilizing the arrows with your feet, this one you're utilizing the triangle and circle button for the right side, and the up and the left button on your D-pad. So when you see these bars fall down, you just press the corresponding buttons. But of course, when there are many out there and combinations, it gets a little confusing. So you start out with 10 or so songs, and then you get to open more and so on. The more you beat the stages, the more you open different levels and different professional levels. And this is what's awesome. I'm into artistic things, and this game is really awesome because there's probably over 50 animated styles of this game and different themes. From if you're a fan of anime, or if you're a fan of Asian art, you gotta get this game. It's just that awesome. But okay, rookie DJing easy mode is you utilize 4 buttons. Pro DJing is the normal mode, where you utilize 6 buttons. And then there is Master DJing. This is for hardcore people who can do 8 buttons. And I can tell you right now, online, there are videos of people actually playing 8 buttons and kicking butt at it. And I'm just at awe when I watch these people play it. You can see their fingers just going everywhere. I'm like, God, man, those guys are awesome. And then there's Club DJing Expert Mode, where you can, do your own mixes and stuff. There's Unlimited Mixing Stage, Freestyle. There's DJ Max Service Section, which is a gallery. Then there's a barometer of your DJing, your ranking chart. There's option for game customizing, of course. And these are just the selections under portable. Of course, there's a section where you can listen to the music, and there's a section where you can also watch the music videos that play. For when you're playing the game, you get to see these animated music videos, and this is where I'm talking about, where you get to see the artistic style of this game, which is just really incredible. Similar to DDR, where you're playing and then you get some people dancing or so. Well, DJ Max Portable, you get to see this. It's like almost a full movie, and the movies are really awesome. Some are animated, some are, you can tell, they're created by Flash or something, or there's just different varieties, and really well done. So especially if you're a video game creator or artistic person who, okay, you have Electroplankton for the Nintendo DS, which is, quote unquote, an artistic style game for people who can appreciate that. Well, I can tell you right now, DJ Max, even though it's like a Beatmania style game, music style game, this is also for those, of you who are, art freaks, especially those who are, looking for, the cool animated art coming out of Asia, especially in Korea. Really awesome. But here's something that I was very surprised about. After playing the easy mode and also the normal mode, you're playing these music videos. But then next thing you know, I find out, oh my goodness, there's more to it. There's the club versions. There's the club select options. And there are different bands where you get to do, the game using these bands. And let me go ahead and turn this up. I'm on the club select right now. There's the others. Visual Artist Party. Max Sound Station. Panavision Sound Artist Club. The Horrors. High Definition Sound Dub, Sky Watching, Fire Speed, Mix Random Music Club. High Level Music Club. Club N. IZ, Middle Level Music Club. Under Attack, the stage of Heartbeat Music. Flora, Soft Pop Compilation. Club Shake, Shake Your Body. Purple Lounge, Jazz Funk Music Lounge. Gosh, look how many there are. Iridium. Club 420. And then you're back to Tempo Black Music Black Hits. There's about 4 songs from each of them. So those are just extras for the game. I'm not even talking about the actual game itself. Going to the actual game, let's go ahead and play it right now. Gosh, I can't even tell you how awesome this game is. Of course, rookie DJing is good enough for me because I could only do 4 buttons at a time. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and look at the different levels. This one kind of reminds me of a Totoro music video. A friend of mine who saw me play this game was wondering, is it all Korean music? And the answer is, there is a lot of K-pop. Well, I can say there is some K-pop, but a lot of it is music-based. There is a Japanese song. Actually, there's this game has everything. As you heard me talk about the club part, there's just a lot of music. But anyway, this one is the Totoro one, so you can hear the music. That's one level. Here's number 2, Love Flow. Bunny Girls. Save My Dream. Fever GJ. End of Moonlight. Long Vacation. Never Say. One Love. Ray of Illuminati. Breakbeat Extreme 224. Memory of Beach. Let's Go Baby. Futurism. And Omnipop. Well, anyway, what's weird is that once I just talked about the first 14 when you're playing, but once you beat a game, the whole 14 changes. Again, there's like about 55 main. Well, I just saw it on the music videos. There's about 55 main music videos. But anyway, let me go ahead and start the first one. This one is the fantasy game. All right. When you hear me press a button, you'll hear, you can tell by the sound, and you can tell when I mess up because the sound just doesn't sound right. But this one is Rob Fantasy, Easy Style. Now, I was thinking about video casting this so you guys can see this live. Maybe I'll probably try that next time. You see your bar and then the music video going in the side of it.
Didn't you
was an easy one. I bet you my score is pretty low too. I got a B. Anyway, so that's how DJ Max is. There's just so much in this game. You know, you know what? All I can say is that this has given new life to my PSP, just buying this game alone. Now, for those of you who are wondering, you know, how the gameplay is, well, let's just say that there's a lot of people who are into beat media and DDR who want harder things. I'll tell you right now, this game is for you. Even the easy level, you know, it takes a lot of patience, takes some time to get used to, and I think that's what I enjoy about it. I'm glad there are different modes. There is one caveat, and there is no practice mode. So for those of you who want to practice and just mess around, unfortunately, this does not have a practice mode. This game does not have that. Also, this game is not online, so you can't play against people a la Wi-Fi or ad hoc or whatever. So that's another thing that kind of sucks. There is a way to increase the what's not the pitch, but the speed of the cues. You can speed it up by different modes of 0.5, 1.5, 2, 2.5, all the way up to 5. Again, once you do well at a game and you don't fail, you open up more other games and so forth. The more you open, the more videos you get to open, and also skins and different bars, I guess you can say. I was experimenting with the different skins and so forth, and they're pretty cool. I'm glad they included that part of the game. Again, I can't hesitate to say how awesome this game is. If you have the same taste of games that I have, and you're looking for, I can tell you this much: even if the game is too hard for you, and there are, of course, you can go to GameFAQs and download the 100% save or something, and the PSP can be utilized just to watch all the talented music videos and artwork created by people. It could be used for that, because just that alone, I'm just like, you'll be amazed of how great this game is. Is a game perfect? No, it could be. Of course, there's a potential for it to be better. But I can tell you right now, for a game that's just based on the Beat Mania game, and also it has that artistic flavor of offering different style of animation and music. It's just awesome. Once again, you heard me talk about the main music in the game, about 50 or so music videos of the main songs, and of course you could play difficult levels of them. But after that, you could play different modes in the club DJ area, and awesome. So I spent about 20 minutes talking about this game almost, and all I can say is highly recommend it. If you own a PSP, definitely import this game. Yes, it's from South Korea, but again, your PSP will be able to play it since there's no region coding on that. And also, this game is user friendly if you can't read Korean. In fact, the only main Korean that I think I saw was the opening screen, which asks you if you want autosave on or not. And so, and just again, if you're playing imports, remember that if you're used to playing, pressing the X button, like most imports, it's the circle button that selects things. So that's pretty much it. So that's DJ Max Portable from Panavision. You can order this from your local import store. You can go to I'm not sure if Yes Asia. I believe they should have it. And there's NCSX, there's Lixang, PlayAsia. So definitely check it out. DJ Max Portable for the PSP. Well, what I'm going to do right now is talk about the games that are out in Japan right now. Some of the games that may interest you. The first game I'm going to talk about is Densha de Go Pocket Yamanoto Senhen, and I did a little video cast of Densha de Go that was out on the PlayStation, the original PlayStation, probably several months ago. But I know this is going to sound a little weird. Why would anyone play a game like this? Well, the main game is about you're pretty much, pretty much a conductor, and you're an employee of the East Japan Railway Company. And in this game, you have to make sure that you maintain speeds, obey signals, and pick up your passengers and stop in the station so they can get out. And you're pretty much going around Tokyo from Shinjuku to Akihabara, and pretty much it's an interesting game. I actually enjoy it because they capture the look of Japan, and when you're traveling, and what you see out in the window and stuff like that. I kind of like that. I kind of dig it. I know it sounds very Japanophile, geeky in a way, but if you ever been to Japan and in your first time running through a train, depending on your experience, I can tell you right now, Shibuya is probably not a good example because it's a little too crowded. But just going through the train and just stopping at each station, and you hear the the voices of the train, and I don't know, it's just a little bit. For me, it's kind of interesting. Unless you lived there for a long time and can't stand it, I don't know. But anyway, a lot of people who have played this game, have enjoyed it. I have played it only for the console systems, but I have not played it on the portable. And if you can find this game, it's all good. You can find it. I believe it's a budget title now, maybe that you can find pretty cheap. So you might want to ask a friend and see if you can pick it up at some place in a used game shop or so. But it's been sold out in many online stores. So not sure if you can find this game, but you can find different versions in different cities. But I recommend the Yamanote Senhen line because it's pretty much through Tokyo, of the the main areas around Shinjuku, Akihabara, and different areas. So I think a lot of people will enjoy that. Another game that's out is School Rumble, which is based on the manga and the anime game. This game I kind of recommend if you could read Japanese and get it, but this one is one of those games where you kind of need to read and understand Japanese. So if you don't, then you may want to bypass that game. The next one is actually if you like music and rhythm games, and as I mentioned, DJ Max Portable is the best one on the PSP, and it's a great game. But also there is a game from Namco titled Taiko no Tatsujin Bataburu, and of course a lot of you probably have played this on the Sony PS2. But this one is a little interesting because you have 38 songs from J-pop, anime, in different musical genres. And and there's also a lot of mini games. Well, there's 3 mini games that are included in this version, and there's also downloadable songs. I believe my friend told me he downloaded like 10 songs or something. That's available right now for the game. So I think that's pretty awesome. Some of the songs on the game are Cha-la, Head Cha-la from Dragon Ball Z, and just by singing that, I have just lost 100 listeners. And then there's also Britney Spears, I'm a Slave for You, We Will Rock You, Lupin 3, Rupan 3, the theme song, Choo Choo Train, Train, Dragon Spirit Medley, Ridge Racer, and many songs. There's 34 songs. There's 4 unlockable songs, and 10, or I don't know how many downloads now. There's probably a lot more, but this game is something if you're craving for another rhythm-based game. And unfortunately, there is no portable Tatacon for the PSP, so you get to use your buttons. So you can't use taiko drums like the console version has. Another game out is this one's a little bit more Japanese, but Puyo Puyo Fever 2. If you enjoy Puyo Pop, definitely get this game. This one's more of a puzzle game. If you like games like Lumines and Tetris, and if you play these games, you'll definitely like it. So I have the DS version. I don't have the PSP version of the first one, but I can tell you that this game is really awesome. I've played many incarnations of Puyo Pop, and Puyo Puyo Fever is joined by Raffine and Sig in Sega's latest Puyo Puyo game. And pretty much you take a trip to the village of Purinpu, where you interact with people and you engage on Puyo Puyo color match action. So the town of Purinpu, houses 11 new characters along with 10 people who return for a total of 21 people to go against. So a story mode can be enjoyed, so definitely check this game out if you are definitely into puzzle games such as Tetris and Luminous and so forth. A game that's very popular right now is Initial D Street Stage, and for those of you who enjoy the arcade game and pretty much enjoy the anime series or the film and the manga series, definitely check out Initial D. A lot of people who have purchased this game and friends who have purchased this game told me it's very awesome, and that one of the things they emphasized to me that if you're buying it, remember there are two versions out there. There's a Japanese and Asian version. The difference is that the Asian version comes with the English manual. So usually when you buy imports, remember that when you see Japan version or Asian version, the difference is usually that Asian versions typically have the English manual, and in this case it does, and you definitely want that. For those of you who are wondering if it's like Ridge Racer, no, it's not. In fact, we're Ridge Racer where you can just let go of the gas pedal and just drift. This is not like that. This one takes a little bit more skill, and so far the people I talked to who are diehards for this game, they love it. They love it, and they say it's an awesome game, especially if you like tuning. Well, there is only one caveat, and they're talking about the tuning part, because you get to use tuning cards, and of course, you could these cards can increase performance, and there's cards that can increase the look of your card and so forth. But it makes the game easier. So, a lot of people, said that by getting a few cards in just a single day, they were able to tune their card to be incredibly fast and so forth, and some people may have a problem with that, but then again, it may be good for you if you're not really great at racing type of games. But that's Initial D Street Stage, so you may want to check that one out. There's also Guilty Gear Revolution if you're into fighting games. There's Maihime Oido Senryo Bako, and this one is interesting because it features mini games, and you travel back to old school Edo, and there's mini games such as defending a temple that's located in outer space from enemies who attack from all quarters. Then there's you shuffle panels to create a picture. You set on a merry-go-round horse and jump obstacles. Those type of mini games sounds kind of goofy, and there's many of those type of mini games. And there's dog races and so forth. So this is, of course, Oido Senryo Bako, and it's from Taito. And again, you can probably find this one cheap. Especially if you could get a friend to get it from a used game store, you could get it a lot cheaper. There's People Saru Getchu, Ape Escape, those type of games. Mini games galore. I think if you enjoy, Ape Escape, then you'll probably enjoy this game. This one is a remake of the original People Saru. So the story of that is a caged monkey named Spectre finds a helmet called the Peak Point helmet and puts it on, and next thing you know, his intelligence increases exponentially, and pretty much he goes out to help other monkeys, and they go on an adventure, and there's different type of levels and so forth. And also an ability to play this game on multiplayer wireless LAN and different mini games and so forth. So there's a update for this game to add more mini games. So that's awesome. And here in the U.S., there have been a few games that came out that people have been raving about. There's Exit, which people said is a really cool artistic type of game. Reminds them of the old school computer game. I forgot the name. Oh, gosh, dang it. But, of course, there is Street Fighter Alpha 3 Max.
Street Fighter Alpha 3!
And yes, Street Fighter Alpha 3 is available again on another console. And, gosh, I don't know how many times I have bought this game. I think I have it for the PlayStation, the Dreamcast, the Game Boy Advance, and now I have it for the PSP. So, not sure why I keep on buying this game, but it's I'm always going to be a big Street Fighter fan, and what can I say? The reason I bought this is that I felt it'd look a lot better, and it does look a lot better on the PSP. Definitely, you can play in your Game Boy Advance, but it's not the same thing. Also, this game offers more fighters. It actually offers 4 new fighters, such as Eagle, Maki, and Yoon from Capcom vs. SNK 2. And also introduces Ingrid. Well, not introduces, but brings Ingrid from Capcom Fighting Jam. Also, there's a Wi-Fi battle mode, which allows up to 8 players to link up and battle in competitions. And also, there are other modes, such as the arcade mode, World Tour mode, for those of you who are familiar with that. Dramatic battle mode for 2-on-2 fighting action. There's also a new tag team battle mode where 2-on-2 bouts are raging like a truncated King of Fighters, according to NCSX. But all in all, really cool game. And as awesome as this game is, if they offered a Marvel vs. Capcom 2 remix edition for the PSP, oh gosh, I think that would be awesome. But anyway, going back to this game, which was called Street Fighter Alpha 3 Zero, or actually Street Fighter 03 in Japan. This game is pretty much, if you played it before, then you understand what the game is. But let me go ahead and put this up here. Okay.
Street Fighter Alpha 3!
As I said, this game looks a lot...
Street Fighter Alpha 3!
Yeah, I heard you. This game looks a lot better on your PSP. Let me do arcade mode real quick here.
Select your character! Select your fighting style!
And I usually play Ken. Aism. And yeah. Going against Dawson first.
Namaste. It all depends on your skill! Go for pro!
Anyway, I love this game. But anyway, this game came, well, if you pre-ordered it came with a special D-pad cover that makes it a little bit more easier to play this game on the PSP, because really, a lot of people have complained that it's very hard to play fighting games on the PSP. But for me, I'm kind of used to it. About to go against Yoon.
You can't give it up! Go for it, man!
Woohoo! Got him again. Anyway, if you love fighting games, it's probably the best fighter out right now. Well, actually, I like Bleach too, but yeah, I mean, what can I say? This one is the best 2D fighter out on the PSP. I think it's way better than, I enjoyed Darkstalkers, and, even though they added all those other modes, but, this one, you could never have enough of Street Fighter Alpha 3, to tell you the truth. So if you played this game before, and you think you can own another console version of it, go for it. But if you're tired by it right now, and you would like a little bit more innovation from Capcom for another Street Fighter game, then you might want to hold off. But all in all, really cool game. And if you played it before, you know what you're pretty much getting. So that's Street Fighter Alpha 3 Max. As I mentioned before, it's been a little tiring, just to wait for a cool game to come out for the PSP here in the U.S. And thankfully, We Love Katamari is coming out for the PSP. We also have, quite a few cool games, such as, there's Hot Shots Golf, which came out, a while back. That's a cool game. Burnout Legends is also a cool game. Marvel... I bought that Marvel Nemesis from EA, and I can tell you right now, it's a fighting game, and it's a 3D-based fighting game, and, the novelty, it wears out quick. I mean, in the beginning, you're like, oh, cool, it's cool to play Thing, or Wolverine, or Spider-Man, and, different superheroes, but then once you start playing more and more, you're just like, what the heck? You play the same people, it doesn't change, there's no randomness of the people you go against, and they do the same thing over and over again. And it kind of sucks. And you're playing the same people in the same stage all the time. And you're just like, man, that sucks. And so, shame on you, EA, for not putting a little bit more into this game. Gosh. But the game that I've been playing a lot lately, and I'm going to go ahead and talk about it. And this is not an import, but there's a reason why I enjoy it. And it's SmackDown vs. Raw 2006. And let me go ahead and play the game here. One thing cool about this game is that if you played any of the SmackDown, SmackDown games, now it's called SmackDown vs. Raw, they're cool games. They're arcade wrestling games, so if you're looking for a technical wrestling game, you might want to play it for the console versions, the various ones for, I believe, on the GameCube and so forth. But one of the wonderful things about this game is they took the engine, which is based on a Japanese game, and therefore that's why you see the ability to have Japanese characters for your name. One of the things that I like doing is creating a wrestler. And SmackDown vs. Raw, or these games that's out from Jack Pacific and Ukes, one of the reasons why I love it is that you can create your own wrestler to make it look like other characters. I tend to, make characters based on Tekken characters. That's why I enjoy the game. I like assigning different moves and so forth, and playing like Paul Phoenix or Guile or Ken Masters or people that I created for this game. And I got a lot of friends to purchase the game on their consoles, and we get a lot of people playing the game, and it's awesome. But of course, this is for the PSP, and with this game, it had received great ratings for the PS2. But okay, let me go ahead and talk about it. The game looks awesome. The characters look awesome, with the exceptions that they had to pull a few things out, such as the commentary, of the game, of the wrestling matches. They also had to, sacrifice some of the graphics, such as the audience. Instead of a 3D audience, they put in like these cardboard, like old school audience that you've seen back in your old PlayStation days. So you have these awesome rendered wrestlers, and yet this ugly audience. But the audio is there. A lot of the audio, there's vocal during the cutscenes, and that makes it awesome. And it's a pretty cool game. But there's one major thing that I think that kind of bothers me. Well, number one, since the PSP doesn't have as many buttons as a PlayStation 2, you're kind of having to use different buttons to compete. And there's like there's one mode to gain stamina. It says press the select button, and you're like, what the hell? The select button's way in the bottom right there, and you end up hitting some other button, and it sucks. So fortunately, you can turn that off. Another thing that sucks as well is that, and this is probably the major thing in the game, It's the fact that you have to wait a long time just to play it. There's, long loading times, and I've heard this is, this happens quite a bit with sports games, but, I don't think I've had to wait so long for a game. In fact, it tells you, when you, create a wrestler, there's going to be, a wait. I say the wait takes about 40 seconds or so to get into a match or something, and sometimes it takes 2 minutes or something, but it takes a while. But I tried it with a regular wrestler, and it was probably cut down to maybe in half, but still, there is quite a bit of wait time. And that's what kind of sucks about this game is, it's great, and if you enjoy the console versions, great. Sure, they had to, cut a few things out, and it's understandable, for the PSP version, but come on, did they have to, there has to be a way in sports games for the PSP to not have that long of a wait time. And, my friend was saying, oh, let's play Madden, but, why play Madden when you have to wait for every second, every play, especially if you have a foul and you have to go through all that, wait again and again, and what could be a 30-minute match or, a 20-minute match ends up being, an hour or more, and it sucks. But anyway, going to the sun, let's see how long it takes here. So it's still loading. Okay, now it says, okay, I'm going to go hit exhibition mode. And we're going to do different modes. You have single, you have tag team, you have triple threat, fatal four-way, handicap, Royal Rumble. How many people can you have on this? I don't know. Main events, and then there's title match. But let's go ahead and do single. Just to let you know that once I hit the single match and I chose Bautista and John Cena, I started counting and to see how long it takes for it to come up. Well, check this out. It took about 80 seconds until we got to the theme music. Then once you hit the theme music, then you hit start, you have to wait another 20 seconds. When you hit it again, you have to wait another 20 seconds for after John Cena's. And then when you hit start for the in-game match, it takes another minute. And here it is now. And so it actually takes about 2 minutes or so just to get into a match. That's just crazy. And I'm just playing the exhibition mode. And, I knew it took a while. I thought it was like maybe 40 seconds or a minute, but it took a while. And it takes a lot of patience. And if sports games are like this on the PSP, where there's like a 1 minute, 2 minute wait, I can tell you, that sucks. I was going to play a little sample of it, but I noticed that there's commercial music playing throughout the whole fight, so I said, forget it. But anyway, what it does is it loads the whole screen and loads all the music, and I'm just amazed that it takes that long. It's a great looking game. If you enjoy the wrestling game, you'll enjoy this game as well. It's just that if you can get over the hump of waiting just to get to a match, then if you're an impatient person, then this game is not for you. I'm quite patient, so I play this game usually after I do my Animal Crossing. I try to get at least 2 matches before I go to bed, and the matches don't last too long. It's just the waiting does. So that's SmackDown versus Raw 2006. Anyway, before we go, let's talk about a few more imports that are probably worth checking out. Similar to the DS, where the education games are popular, the PSP has a IQ Mania game, but these type of games that are really good for people who are who want to test their IQ. There's also a translator coming out. I believe that has multiple language, so that's going to be very interesting. I believe that one's supposed to come out within the next few weeks. But anyway, in terms of other imports, there's Baito Hell 2000, and this one's pretty cool because it comes from musicians Pierre Taki and musical collaborator Hideyuki Tanaka, and these two are known as Prince Tonga and Taki of Denki Groove, and pretty much they have a game that kind of features their peculiar taste of having things a little odd and a little bit artistic, but I guess people tend to compare this to WarioWare. but it's totally different because all the WarioWare has short games, and you could, pull off different stuff, and, very innovative on the Nintendo DS. With the PSP, yes, there's a lot of mini games, and there are a lot of games that kind of require some Japanese knowledge. Again, you could probably read on GameFAQs for information. A lot of people out there to help you play this game, but these games are really, really interesting. You can pretty much do a search on it, and you'll see what I mean. But if you enjoy odd mini games, definitely check it out. And with the combination of Tanaka and Taki, you're definitely going to get a really surreal experience. So that's Byte Hell 2000, or I guess for purists, Byte Hell 2000. The next one is Armored Core Formula Front. If you played Armored Core, I guess you know what you're getting. The reviews that I've read have been very good for this game. A friend bought it, and he said he enjoys it a lot. So, I haven't played it. I played Armored Core many times, but if you're familiar with the game and familiar with games such as Virtual On, then you'll know what Armored Core Formula Front is pretty much about. The other one is Columns, which is based on a arcade coin-op from Magic Pot. And I heard this game may be coming out in the U.S., so you may want to hold off buying the import. Another cool game out there is Metal Gear Acid 2. Well, I guess if you think it's cool or not. If you enjoyed the first Metal Gear Acid game, then you will probably like number 2. I'll tell you right now, I didn't buy Metal Gear Acid at all. I think the fact that you have to use cards to take on your enemies and so forth, I kind of find that a little bit, simply it's not my thing. But this game, Konami says there are 500 cards in the game, a new card upgrade system, card linkage, and improve user interface, ad hoc wireless functionality for 2-player card battles, and again, this will be coming out more than likely in the U.S. So you might want to, hold off on the import because this one will be coming out soon. Another game that people are enjoying, of course, is Guilty Gear XX Reload. And, if you enjoy Guilty Gear, definitely get it. But I don't know if this is coming out in the U.S. I thought it would be here by now. This game is based on the popular Sammy fighting game, which utilizes really cool characters, really, cool rock soundtrack. I guess, well, how would I say this? One, for Anna Jam, which is a party that we held, I just put the game out there and everyone wanted to play it, it was a Guilty Gear for the PS2. And I was surprised, really amazed of how many people love the game. And, it definitely has its fandom, not everyone, is totally into, Capcom or Namco-based fighting games, but it's great to have, another player for 2D fighters, and that's Sammy's, Guilty Gear. And I can tell you right now, compared to the Capcom games, as much as I love Capcom games, Guilty Gear games, they're awesome. And definitely, if you enjoy any of the games, you may want to check it out for the PSP. Robokai is the only one missing from story mode, but he's available in every other mode. And everyone, you could play everyone. They have a story mode. But if you were to import it, if you're wondering if it's in English or in Japanese, the game menus and options are in English. The voices and in-game subtitles are in Japanese. So, knock on wood, this game should be coming out in the U.S. I don't see why not. I mean, every other game that they release has come out here in the U.S. I think the only time it hasn't was way back when it first came out for the Dreamcast, and we were wondering if it ever come out for the Dreamcast, and it didn't. So a lot of people got the import. But anyway, that's a Guilty Gear XX Reload. So definitely check that one out. So those are the import games out for the PSP. For those of you who are thinking, oh man, everything sucks for the PSP right now here in the US, if you got to import. As I said in the last episode, importing games for your console are not expensive as they used to be back in the early 90s. Whereas in the Nintendo DS, where games are $24 to $39, and the imports about $49, imports for the PSP games are pretty much almost the same price, maybe $5 or $10 more, or maybe the same price as a US game. So really, there's no reason for you not to import. You just pay for the shipping costs, and a lot of online companies who deal with import gaming, pretty much has free shipping worldwide. So you might want to check it out. A lot of cool games out on the PSP that'll give new life to your PSP. Especially if you haven't played it for a while. But games such as DJ Max and some of the games I mentioned today will definitely give some new life to your PSP. So if you're not really digging what's coming out right now, definitely go import. So anyway, this episode has gone so long, and usually I try to edit it, but I'm going a little freestyle because I got to get out the 150th episode out, and also another new episode out. So definitely, just freestyle on this PSP episode. But anyway, hope you enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you later.
Visit JENT on the web at www.nt2099.com/J-ENT and email JENTradio at nt2099@gmail.com. See you next time!